All right, welcome into another day of our daily Devos in the Psalms. We are jumping into Psalm 63 today, and this is a good one. It's a good one. I know. You say that a lot, Rick. Well, I like the Bible. Okay, I just do. It's a good book. Lots of great stuff. God's speaking to us, and then the coolest thing about God is that He doesn't just speak to us and tell us things that we should do in order for our lives to really flourish. But he actually provides the grace, the empowerment to do the things that he's telling us to do. It's pretty awesome. I mean, how many people you know that when they tell you to do something, they actually provide the ability to get it done? Because he who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete it. Philippians 1:6 says, and he began the work. He's going to maintain the work. He's going to finish the work. And yeah, come on now. This is a Psalm of David when he was in the wilderness of Judah. So two main different parts of David's life where this could have been true, not could have been true, where this Psalm could have been written in regards to. One would have been fleeing Saul, and the other one would have been fleeing Absalom. So doesn't really matter which one it was, and maybe if it was when he was fleeing Saul, maybe he sang the song again when he was fleeing Absalom. That would make sense in a lot of ways. But regardless, you're running away from someone, and you're stuck in the wilderness. And so, again, David had a life where he experienced a lot of stuff that was pretty hard, pretty challenging. And so it's really helpful, I think, for us to look at his life and say, how did you handle those struggles? How did you handle those seasons? And man, we got a pretty big catalog of a lot of how he processed stuff. And so, and in the midst of this, praising God who satisfies. The word satisfied just means to meet a need, a desire, or an expectation. A desire, a want, a need, a requirement, an expectation. And when that is met, there's you're satisfied. Satisfaction. Oh man. I don't know why that word is so hard today. So, just prayers appreciated, everyone. But, we're going to get off that so I don't get sidetracked into that ridiculous thought process. And we're going to jump into the text, and starting in verse 1. God, you are my God. I eagerly seek you. I eagerly seek you. I thirst for you. My body faints for you in a land that is dry, desolate, and without water. A dry and thirsty land where there's no water. I thirst for you. Obviously this is kind of like hearkening back to Psalm 42. As a deer pants for the water, so my soul longs for you, O God. I really like this word, eagerly, that I eagerly seek you. And do you have that desire in your heart? Do you have that drive going on in your heart? And if not, it's okay. There's no judgment here, but why don't you? What is crowding out? What's crowding the Lord out? What are you eagerly seeking? What are you desiring? And just start to evaluate what's going on. If the product that you have right now isn't what you want, then let's look at what you have and let's look at why it's that way. So I gaze on you in the sanctuary to see your strength and your glory. And here we start to see a little bit of why I eagerly seek you and my body faints for you and I thirst for you. It's because I've taken time. It's because I've taken time to gaze upon you, to focus on you, to turn my attention towards you and to think about you and to observe you and to take it all in, kind of a thing, because, man, he's amazing. God is amazing. God is unbelievable. God is better than you could imagine in every aspect. My lips will glorify you because your faithful love is better than life. Do you believe that? Do you believe that God's faithful love is better than life? I think sometimes we have a, too temporal of a measurement of life where we allow ourselves to be satisfied or, quote unquote satisfied by things that don't actually satisfy, where we've received a little bit of an imitation or a counterfeit. And so, once you actually understand, get kind of a taste. It's like we read before, what is it? Psalm 33, taste and see that the Lord is good. Taste and see that the Lord is good. And if you haven't tasted it, it's like I always say, take Doritos, for example. I don't remember the last time I sat around and I was like, man, you know what I could really go for right now is Doritos. Or I actually have the same thing with Oreos. Okay. Like I very, very, very rarely do I ever sit there and think, you know what I want is I want an Oreo. But you know what happens when I eat an Oreo or when I eat a Dorito? All of a sudden, I want the whole bag of Doritos or I want the whole package of Oreos because you're just like, oh man, that's so good. And you just want that taste again. You want that more flavor. And Lord, I just apologize for comparing you to Doritos and Oreos. But for this whole, your faithful love is better than life. Which side of it are you on? Are you on the what Rick described of I don't desire a Dorito. I don't desire an Oreo. But once I've tasted it and I've seen, wow, that tastes good. And again, I think that the picture kind of goes on even further in that, it's very attractive and it tastes good. And but then it leaves you feeling empty, and that's the way the world satisfies. It's a counterfeit satisfaction. There's the word satisfaction. I was trying to go satisfaction. No wonder I was all messed up this morning. You can tell what time of day I'm recording this video. You know what I'm saying? Too early in the morning. But satisfaction, there we go. Yeah, the word just came to me. But God's faithful love doesn't leave you feeling empty. It leaves you feeling completely satisfied. Every need, every desire met in that moment, because the desires that you shouldn't have met get put into proper perspective and you start to desire them less. So that's the great thing about God, is he begins to transform our desires so that the things that we shouldn't have, we desire less, and the things that we should have, we begin to desire more and hunger for more. So verse 4, so I will bless you as long as I live. At your name, I will lift up my hands. Lifting up my hands is just significant of like praying before the Lord, bringing all that you have before the Lord. I will bless you as long as I live, and I will lift up my hands. I'll lift up my request to you. Oh God, you satisfy me as with rich food. My mouth will praise you with joyful lips. And this idea of being satisfied with rich food, it's like rich, fatty. And the idea behind this concept is that you are like practically gluttonously met with that kind of level of satisfaction where you're like, whoa, I couldn't have one more bite, because God satisfies to that kind of a degree. He doesn't just barely satisfy. He satisfies to the excess. And so that's the kind of God that we serve. When I think of you as I lie on my bed and meditate on you during the night watches, I meditate on you during the night watches because you are my helper. I will rejoice in the shadow of your wings. I follow close to you. Just some keys here, I follow close to you. I meditate on you during the night watches. I think of you as I lie on my bed. So it's like, and these are different, right? Lying on your bed, you're getting ready to go to sleep. Meditating during the night watches, you are not going to sleep. You are night watch person. And then I'm going to rejoice in the shadow of your wings, which again means you're close to him. And then I'm going to follow close to you. Your right hand holds on to me close enough that you can hold hands. So, but those who intend to destroy my life will go into the depths of the earth, Sheol, destruction, death. Basically, they're going to get what's coming to them. God is a God of justice, and that justice is coming. They will be given over to the power of the sword. They will become a meal for jackals, but the king will rejoice in God. All who swear by him will boast, for the mouths of liars will be shut. All who swear by him will boast, and these are people, essentially that description means that all of those who have put all of their trust and confidence in God, they're going to boast. They're going to be the ones that have something to say at the end. And so this whole idea of being satisfied, satisfaction of God, one, it has to do with us choosing to seek, to go for him, to grab that first Oreo, and even, terrible example. Okay, fine, whatever. Take that first step, taste and see that the Lord is good. And then number 2 would be to take some time to gaze on him in the sanctuary. Think about him while you lie in your bed, meditate during the night watches. Man, if you are a person that struggles with insomnia at any points, like, start to redeem that insomnia time by meditating on the Lord and his beauty and his holiness and his righteousness and like your strength, his strength and his glory. Like, start to meditate on the strength and the glory of God. Start to redeem those times and then follow close to him, because he'll hold on to you. He'll see you through, and you're going to be satisfied. He's the only one. He's the only one that can satisfy your soul, because you were created to worship him. You have that God-shaped hole in you that can only be filled by him. So let's set our hearts today on tasting and seeing that the Lord is good, recognizing that when we set time aside, when we make him a priority, that he satisfies us. We can follow close to him, and then we can swear by him, put all of our trust and confidence in him, like hedge all of our bets that direction. Everything is on the God train, I'm on his train, and that's where I'm going. So, because all who swear by him will boast. So with that, a big hearty God bless you. Hope you have an amazing day today, and I will see you tomorrow.